Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Blossom and Bloom. Let me start by saying Happy New Year 2018. I'm hoping this year brings you lots of joy, peace and love. So this video is going to be quite straightforward. I'm just going to show you how I make my braided wigs, and this wig is lovely and soft and versatile. You can make it for your friend, sister, mom. And if you cannot make it yourself, you can order from me. I will leave my email address below, so you can send me an email or follow me on Instagram and you can order it from there. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget to subscribe if you like videos like this. Okay, so we are going straight in, guys. I've been making this wig for 4 hours at this point, and I just figured I would show you how I make it in case any one of you is curious. So it's basically I use a thread and a needle, and then I pass the air through. Do you know what? I'm just going to let you guys watch, and then you'll be able to understand what I'm doing. So basically I secure the hair extension onto the wig cap, and the wig cap I buy it from Amazon. I will leave a link to that. And this is the wig cap that I use for every wig that I make. Please just ignore my son. He's just, living his life. So yeah, basically you go forward about, at the top I'm going forward about 1.5 centimeters to 1 centimeter, and then I loop that hair and I secure it. I secure it 2 to 3 times. I would recommend you do it 3 times so that this wig will be able to last for about 4 years at least. So the more you secure it, the longer it will last. And then I simply start braiding. Another thing that I do differently from most wigs that I've seen is I braid the hair loose, so it's not too tight. And the reason I do that is so that it will have movement. By the time I put it in hot water, it will soften up and it will move very nicely. If you find that one of the strands is too small, go ahead and take some hair from the other side. By the way, I'm showing you what my son is up to. He created a throne for himself and he's just watching TV there. Yeah, so go ahead and braid that all the way to the very end. You don't want to just be leaving it halfway. You want to make sure you braid it to the end, because this is actually a wig. So you don't want to give it any reason to come loose anytime soon. And that's it. So I'm doing it the way I would do a box braid. So I'm starting from one side of the ear and I'm working my way across to the other side of the ear. And then once I get to the end of that side, I'm going to work my way all the way back. So I'm going to keep quiet again and I'm going to let you watch this, okay? So you just take a bit of hair from one side, a bit of hair from the other side, and you start braiding. Very simple. Now he has changed his throne to a toy. So for the end of that row, I like to sew the last one underneath the wig. And the reason I do this is so that if the client or the person that owns this wig decides to pack the wig a bit or lift it up a little bit, they will still be able to do that. Even though it's not a full lace closure wig, they'll still be able to do that, and it would cover the black cap that is underneath that hair. So for the back, I actually spaced the back out about 1 inch apart, and then at the front is about 1/2 inch. So you don't want to fill up the back too much. Now we're moving on to the closure. I'm using closure for this wig. Most of the time I use a closure. Sometimes I divide the closure into two if I'm doing a very tiny braid. Sometimes, because this is a normal size braid, I'm going to use the full closure. So you go ahead and sew your closure down after you secure it onto the wig cap, and then once you sew it down, you will fill up the middle bit. I'll show you that when I get there. So you just sew it from one hand all the way to the other side, and you make sure you secure this very well. The thing about securing everything is this wig is going to last for about 4 years, so you don't want anything to be coming loose when your client has taken it away. You want them to be rest assured that it will last them. So just go ahead and fill up what's left, the space that is left. And now that I've done that, you want to start patting your closure. And I'm going to do it exactly the same way as I do a box braid. Just pat it around like a leave out. I think I've mentioned that before. So just excuse me, just take a section all the way around like so, and then you start taking tiny bits of that section and you start braiding it. Make sure your first section is very close together. The better, the closer it is, the better it is, because then it will cover the track, it will cover the braid at the back nicely, and so you can just chill. After the first track, you won't have to keep packing it on. Try not to pack it on too much in the middle, because I don't want my parting to be bulky. I want it to still be a bit kind of almost like you would see the scalp on a normal head. So I try not to pack it on too much in the parting. So the first one is the one that is full. So I have gone all the way around that box braid, and this is the around that closure, and this is the little bit that is left, and is the half of what's left in that parting. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I was showing you as well, I did leave some baby hair out, because I know that some clients like to gel their baby hair. I don't, because then I run the risk of putting gel on the front of my head, and I don't like putting gel on the front of my hair because I like my edges too much. So I do leave the baby hair out in case the client wants it. So it's up to you. If you want, you can leave your baby hair. If you want, you can just plait it into the braid. It doesn't really matter to me anyway. Oh, and the hair that I'm using is called Expressions. I will also leave, I don't know if you can buy it online. I usually buy it from my local beauty store. And yeah, I'm using the color purple Expressions. So this closure, the knots have been bleached. I didn't really thoroughly bleach it, so it's still a bit red. So what I'm going to have to do is tone the closure. That's what I'm going to do next after I finish playing with this hair. Can you see all that baby hair that I left out? So the client has a lot to work with. So once I take it off the head now, the mannequin head, or the canvas head should I say, I'm going to cut off the net underneath that closure, because we don't need that anymore. So once you cut it off, it should be very properly straight through if you've bleached the knots. Because I didn't do a fantastic job, I'm going to tone it, and I'm using Fanola, I think, yeah. And this is a purple shampoo. It's a very strong purple shampoo. Just a little bit goes a long way. So I'm going to put that in some water. It's not hot water, it's just normal room temperature water. I'm going to dip that closure into it and leave it for 10 minutes. After that, this is a fresh water just because it's in that old bowl. That's why it's purple. It's a fresh boiling hot water. I added a bit of cold water to it just so that it's not piping hot too much, so I can actually put my hand in there. If it's unbearable, I just poured some of that cold water onto the top so that it won't be burning my fingers. And you're basically done. Just go ahead and dry your hair properly. Leave it overnight to dry. Just don't blow dry it. It doesn't need to be blow dried. Hang it somewhere. It will dry overnight. And now it's time to try it on. I was showing you that I put some foundation onto my wig cap just to make sure it matches my scalp or my skin better. And I did put some foundation onto that closure as well. I've put some clips on and the elastic, and we are ready to go. If you want me to make a video on how I put the elastic and the clip, I will. I don't mind. And if you want to know more about the wig cap that I use, leave me a comment and I'll be happy to tell you about it. But yeah, this is what it looks like. Center parting, nice and straightforward, just matches perfectly. But I usually don't wear my hair center parting, unfortunately, so it's always side parting for me. So I'm turning it to the side and matching it up and cleaning it up. The thing is, if you've made it as a center parting and you turn it to the side, one side will be longer than the other. So you do need to go back and just trim the side that is longer. In this case, I'm trimming both sides, but trim the side that is longer and your hair is good to go. You are like ready to go and enjoy your hair. I didn't know where that sentence was going, but there you go. Ready to go and enjoy your hair. Let's stick with that. So that is it for you for this video, guys. I'm just going to keep rubbing it because yes, it's my new baby and I'm going to keep petting it. This is the back. It covers nicely. It looks beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate every one of you. Thank you for subscribing. I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to share with friends and family.